What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to be going over NIO. We're going to talk about where it finished off day, where I think it's heading for next week, and just the overall technical analysis like we always do. Now, before we get to the video, guys, I like to remind you, like, comment, subscribe, and if you do want to support the channel, hit this join button right here. You get the badge beside your name, and you also get a live stream. I'm actually going to go live tonight on YouTube, public for everyone, so be on the lookout for that, and then you can just see how that stream is. So what happened today on NIO? Well, it was pretty much a dead day. We were down around 53 cents, which was around 1%. So basically nothing for NIO today. Now, if you take a look at the overall market, you look at the NASDAQ, it had a down day today, but barely. It was barely down today. Now, in the morning, the NASDAQ was dipping. We were hitting some lows, but then we found buyers and we pushed up. And I think we are setting up for a green week next week as well. So of course this will impact NIO, and NIO hopefully will have a green week. Now, NIO opened up this morning. We were actually opening up really red. We opened up right here at the expected move, right at 43.59. For the rest of the day, NIO basically recovered. So yes, we're still down on the day, but we had these two green candles here, meaning that NIO gapped down. But for the remainder of the day, the whole day, it basically climbed its way back up and finished only 53 cents down compared to, I think it was like over $2 down right at market open. So that was nice to see. Now, we did, in fact, end up above that first expected move that I was talking to you guys about all week. I was talking about, hey, you know, we're above the first expected move. It could get crazy today, which is Friday. And unfortunately, we didn't get to see that move to the second standard deviation like I was thinking or hoping, and that's mainly because of the overall market was down. Now, if the overall market was up and we were rallying today, then we would have hit that second move. Just because the strength that NIO showed today indicates that probably would have happened because the market was selling off and NIO was pushing up. So that shows that there is strength in NIO, especially today, and that leads me to believe that we will have a good week next week. Now, an area, price area that I've been talking about basically all week that we need to stay above and actually get above is this 44.73 area. So that was a price area that I was watching closely, and I was saying that's where I would like us to close above this week, just so we can set up nicely for next week, and that's what we did today. We closed above it. Now, we did dip below it, but we came right back up. So the story tells you that buyers are here and that they are present, and they did want the price above that. We even tried to dip. We dipped to that 44.73 in the later part of the afternoon and came right back up. So that lets you know that sellers were trying to push price down, but there were enough buyers to continue that uptrend and push it back up. So what I'm looking at specifically for NIO next week is this continuation. So we've talked about that we were in this downtrend right here. It was apparent that we were in this downtrend, and now we broke out of it, so we're starting that reversal. However, I've mentioned before that I do not feel comfortable right on the bullish train until we get back above this high. Now, NIO is off to a great start. We're doing great. This is exactly what you want to see. We pushed up and we were not met with sellers. Notice how last time we pushed up, sellers came in and we just aggressively fell off. This time is a little different, right? We pushed up, met with sellers, but then buyers bought the price right back up and pushed it up. So we had basically one really major red day this week, but it was bought right back up, and we had an awesome day following that. So that's good to see. That lets you know, but the psychology behind it is that the buyers are present and they're starting to overtake the sellers. So next week, some price points you need to watch out for, so keep these in mind, is 48.31. That was a previous resistance over here, acted as a strong support right here. So that's a level I'm looking at for us to have some trouble. So if we're going to have some trouble, meaning sellers are going to show up, it's going to be at this area. Now, if there's enough bulls, obviously we'll break out, and that's exactly what you want to happen. So I'm going to take out the tool right here, push up, hopefully next week, come back to retest it. We'll have a red day, maybe a couple of days, maybe some consolidation days, and hopefully what I'm looking for, my target, is us to get back at this 53 mark. Now, that's assuming the overall market cooperates and that we push up on the overall market, because it's lately been following the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ, what I'm looking for, my price target next week is to end up in this green box. And if the NASDAQ is able to do that, then NIO, I'm very confident that NIO will also end up in this green box above right here. So this area right here, 48.31, needs to get above that, retest it, and then the next price levels you need to watch out for is 50, 72, and ultimately $53. So those are the levels I'm watching. I do think we are setting up nicely for the continuation to confirm this reversal and then start back on the bullish train. Let me know in the comments below, what have you thought about today? Were you okay with it being red? Were you okay that it was just a boring day? I'm okay with that, guys. The main reason I'm okay with that is because it's setting us up nicely. After this huge run up we had this week, we really came back this week. I mean, it was looking bad. We were in bearish territory, but we came back. Buyer showed up. So I do think we are going to have an awesome week in the upcoming week. And I do think NIO is setting up nicely. Let me know in the comments below how many shares you got, what's your price point, and are you excited for NIO coming up this week?